Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to We Talk About Stuff, the podcast where we do exactly that. My name is Anthony, and today I am joined with my very good friend who is currently walking right now and is in danger from evil killers on the street, the Stupendous Wave.
Hello, everyone.
Stoops, are you okay? Are you going to die from evil killers on the street?
I don't know. We'll see. The night is young.
The night is young indeed. So basically, me and Stoops were talking. He's walking around on his phone talking to me. And he's like, dude, let's do a podcast. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That sounds like fun, only I don't know how that's going to sound because you're walking on the street and you can hear footsteps and cars driving by and there are psycho killers, out. It's late.
There's about to be a bunch of leaves I'm stepping on.
What?
Stepping on leaves.
Oh, okay, stepping on leaves. So please bear with us. I'm sure it's probably going to be a pretty okay, fun podcast. So, oh, I hear cars already.
There's another one coming too.
Now I'm going to say this.
I live in the hood of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah, otherwise known as the place that has no hood.
Straight out of Salt Lake City.
But
Crazy
I'm not sure if
YouTuber
Stoops
name.
is going to approve of me saying this, but he had just told me right before.
No, don't, Anthony.
I have to. I already started. He had told me right before we started this podcast. Fine, I won't say it. I won't say it. It was
Guess
a
in the
thing.
comments.
I'm sorry, Stoops. It's okay. So anyway, Stoops, have you heard of the news? Legendary Pictures, and I think that was it.
It's Warner Bros. And Legendary.
Yeah, Warner Brothers and Legendary. I wanted to say Universal, but I was like, no, wait, they sold it. Have officially announced that King Kong and Godzilla are going to fight in a movie in 2020 called Godzilla vs. Kong, otherwise known as the movie that should be titled King Kong vs. Godzilla.
I just found my way at a roundabout, which means I have to turn around.
Oh, man.
That sucks. I guess I'm going to have to go down that scary street.
Dude, go down the scariest street you could possibly find just for the sake of entertainment.
It's Halloween, too, so there's, like, dead things.
And ghosts.
Or fake dead things. I heard this story of, like, this girl that killed herself on Halloween. Like, she hung herself from a tree.
Yeah.
And nobody knew. Because it was Halloween.
Yeah, I heard that. Nobody knew if it was a decoration or if it was a real person.
Apparently it was a real person.
You know what's funny? This is going to be the most abstract thing we've ever talked about in one of these podcasts. But yesterday, me and Stoops, we found out about this haunted house thing, where basically you go there and they torture you.
It's not a haunted house.
It's not a haunted house. It's just a house that they advertise as like an extreme haunted house. That's what it's called. But they just torture you for like 8 hours, and it's called
McCamey Manor.
Yeah, McCamey Manor, and it's just this crazy guy that runs it, and it's like free, and there's a 2-year waiting list to be tortured. It's the weirdest thing ever, and it's like an endurance thing, and at the end of the day, you're supposed to like survive for as long as you can, and then
it's like 6 to 8 hours.
And I remember they have a video of this girl.
They have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, they have a YouTube channel. It's actually fairly... If you like horror movies and you're amazed on how crazy people are, then you will like this YouTube channel. But we're watching it, and there's this one girl who broke the record. She was in it for 6 hours. And she was saying how like proud she was, and I was like, congratulations, you're the most torturable. Like, how is that an accomplishment? I guess, like, oh, you went farther than everybody else, sure. But it's not like you're... I mean, what kind of goal or accomplishment is it to be just... I was the best at being tortured? It makes no sense.
Well, when you tell people about it, I'm sure it's not like they tortured me. I'm sure it's like I went through... Like, I made it through the scariest thing.
I watched one of those videos, and they made a guy eat, like, a thing of shit, and then they kept smacking him in the face as he did it.
You watched another one after?
I watched one this morning.
Ah,
It was
what a great way
crazy,
to
dude.
start your day.
And yeah, I know, right? And like the guy was bleeding like everywhere. His mouth was like gushing blood. It was so weird. It was like he bit his tongue real hard or something. But
And it's like between like takes, interviews or something.
yeah,
There's like people, they got like blood on their face. Like, what happened to these people?
yeah, it's a really weird thing. It honestly scares me a little bit that people do this.
Well, yeah, they
And
call it a haunt, but it's not a haunt.
it's literally they basically waterboard you. And
No, they don't.
they make you eat weird things, and they put spiders on your face and make you stick cockroaches in your mouth.
Anthony, that's not what waterboarding is.
I know it's not with waterboarding. That's why I said they basically, because it's not waterboarding.
I never saw anything similar to
Dude,
waterboarding.
they put you in a cage and it's filled with water, and you can only stick your head out, and you're friggin'...
That's still not waterboarding.
But it's got to be freezing, and they dunk you. They stick your head under it.
It's super dark right here.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get killed out there.
No, I'm sure nice people live.
Guys,
in
if
super dark
Stoops gets
houses.
hurt, please tweet out #SaveTheStupendous on Twitter. Follow me and Stoops. I'll put the links in the descriptions or something.
There's no sidewalk anymore. What?
Uh-oh. Stoops, you're on a ghost street. Because only ghost streets don't have sidewalks.
There's fucking crap, I can't believe
Oh,
I
you
said
cursed! You cursed!
Edit that
Mark
out,
it down
Anthony.
in the record books, people. He cursed again.
I'm scared. I don't know what's going on, man. This is a sidewalk ended.
You're fine. This is the Halloween episode where we talk about stuff.
It's
I will
super late
upload
at
it
night here.
way before Halloween, hopefully. But this is the Halloween episode.
It's super late.
So
I'm not scared of like people. I'm scared of being hit by a car.
That's funny.
I don't know where to go. I don't know where I am. Anthony just told me to go down like
The
quieter
scariest street
area.
possible.
Yeah, you told me to go down the scariest streets. But I could still go down that street, but there's no sidewalk, and there's cars coming down.
Yep.
I don't want to get hit. Anyway.
Well, you know who doesn't walk around in fear in the dark? Godzilla and kaijus and King Kong and bad segues. But so it is official that King Kong and Godzilla are gonna fight in a movie called Godzilla vs. Kong, which annoys me that it isn't called King Kong vs. Godzilla, because I think it sounds way better. But whatever,
King Kong
it's
vs.
fine.
Godzilla is the name of the original film.
Yeah, so harken back just to, the Point Break remake is called Point Break, like the original. Why can't they do it?
I wouldn't call this a movie. This movie a remake, though.
It's a remake. Shut up.
No, it's not.
Shut up. He's gonna fire the gun into the air at the end. Do you think that's not gonna happen?
Fired a gun into the air?
Yeah, remember he's gonna shoot him? You ever see Hot Fuzz?
Oh, you're talking about Point Break.
Yeah, I'm talking about Point
Godzilla
Break.
versus
No, it's Point Break. I'm talking Point Break.
It's like, is King Kong gonna shoot a gun in the air at the
Yeah.
end? It's like, what is he talking about?
Dude, friggin' Keanu Reeves and his not
Kurt Russell.
perfect acting.
I think it's Kurt Russell, right? I've never seen Point Break.
Yeah, neither have I, actually. The only thing I've seen from Point Break is literally whatever they showed in Hot Fuzz. Is when he's firing the gun into the air because he can't shoot the blonde guy.
The blonde guy's the bad guy?
Yeah, and I think Keanu Reeves is the undercover FBI agent.
Now that whole movie's spoiled for it.
Oh, Jesus, dude. Shut up. It's not like you're ever going to be in the mood to watch Point Break. Like, oh, I think I'm going to watch Point Break. You'll never do it. Anyway. Spoilers for Point Break.
Godzilla vs. Kong. A lot of people underestimating King Kong out there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Me and Stoops both agree that we think King Kong is going to win this fight. I say that he would win.
Off of, like, powers.
Yeah, I would say that he'd have to win just for the sake of storytelling. That's why Batman beats Superman, because he's the underdog, and that's how you tell a story. That's why.
I don't think that there will actually be a clear winner.
You think it's gonna be left to like they're just tied? I don't want that.
Yeah, but that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I totally get that sentence.
That's what's gonna happen in Batman v Superman too.
No, it's not. Don't ruin my dreams. Batman has kryptonite. We actually know that for a fact now because there was a Lego set.
Yeah, a Lego set.
And it's stupid. And people are like, oh, look at this Lego set, huge spoilers. And I'm like, that's not a spoiler, you dickhead. Who didn't know that already?
That he's gonna have kryptonite?
Yeah, of course he's gonna have kryptonite. We saw it in the friggin' trailer. Of course Batman's
Well, Batman didn't have kryptonite.
Yeah, but it's Batman. He's gonna have the kryptonite.
Here's that branch that I hit my head on earlier.
Yeah, he hit his head on a branch. He was walking and he was like, ow, my head! And I was like, what did you just hit your head on? And he was like, a branch. And he said it came out of nowhere.
It is. You have no idea. I'm not gonna take a picture.
Stoops, I'm gonna explain this to you one more time. Trees don't move. They are stationary.
Yeah, but the leaves are like hanging down, and I'm thinking like, I should be fine. Just some leaves. And then the branch is just like undercover. Branch. Undercover. Just waiting to hit somebody.
Oh, Stoops, I was thinking about this, and this is not in any way movie, anything news related. This is personal you and me news.
Okay.
Do you think I should say something? Because I've already wrote it in some comments.
Sure.
The stupendous wave is coming over to Florida with me, which I already live in Florida, and he's flying over here. So there's going to be a period in December, like for about 10 days, where we're going to be in the same place at the same time. And we're probably going to make some awesome videos. So just look out for that.
Live podcasts.
Live podcasts.
Well, not live.
Well, not live. Yeah, like in the same room. Like, and
it's live for us.
Yeah, live for us. Because we do this on Skype.
On camera podcast.
Yeah. So just look forward to that. That's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it a lot. And we're going to also watch the new Star Wars together.
Yeah, I made the date specifically so we can watch Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, we got to do a Force Awakens review.
Yeah. Oh, dude, totally. Yeah,
I never even thought of that.
Both channels. We'll upload to both channels.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. So just stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Like maybe vlogs. I know we talk about stuff which has like 1/35 the subs that my channel has. So
not even yet. I'm almost 1/35.
Yeah, almost 1/35. So I'm getting it out to not a lot of you guys, but I assume a lot of my fans watch podcasts. But yeah, I'll probably mention it on there. But leave in the comments if you guys want to see vlogs. I know that's really weird, especially coming from someone like me who
never shows his
never
face.
appeared on camera.
Yeah,
exactly. But if you guys want them, I mean, I'm meaning to go to the Jurassic Park ride. Maybe want to film myself on there.
Yeah, the whole Jurassic Park section at
the whole
Adventure.
section. I think that would be cool.
That would be cool.
I think we should just take a table and just set it up under the T-Rex.
I really don't think we could do that. But
I could do that. They would. Don't they know who I am?
You should have like a VIP pass that says like the stupendous wave, and it's like, watch out, guys! I'm a YouTuber and I'm making a video here.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a little bit of news. Live podcast.
We'll probably talk about this more as it gets closer to the time it happens. Like we'll probably.
Yeah, like I said, I'll be there from the 10th to
the 22nd, right?
Well, the 21st, because 22nd's a travel day.
Oh, okay.
I leave it like. You said you were being funny because like. You were telling me I had to walk to the airport.
Yeah, he's got his flight is at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that means he has to be at the airport by like 5 in the morning. And when he told me that, I was
earlier.
And especially since it's like the holidays, it's going to be packed in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
And Orlando airport is pretty
Disney Central.
It's pretty busy. It's pretty busy, and everything is Mickey Mouse in there. Like everything is a freaking Mickey Mouse shape. And it's pretty stupid, and it's actually a really, really nice airport, but it's a lot of Mickey Mouse. Anyway, I told him when I was like, "Oh, you got to be there at like 5 in the morning," you know, that
Probably
means you gotta
earlier
wake
than
up
that,
at like
Anthony.
4 in the morning
Probably like
at
3
least.
in the morning.
Yeah, so I told him to fucking walk. I was like, and you know what? That's funny too, because we actually live a little while away. Not a little while, like 10 minutes away. Yeah.
A little while. Why 10 minutes isn't anything?
Yeah,
dude.
I know, but a 10-minute drive on the highway is a long walk.
Oh yeah, that totally is.
That's what I'm saying.
I really don't want to like. And every time I make one of them bad, they tell me that I'm gonna have to stay in a Motel 6.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, he's staying over at our
How
house.
Yeah.
Me and my brothers, and
Oh,
every
stupid
time
leaves.
we get into an argument, my brother keeps saying, "Have fun staying at the Motel 6." Just kicking him out, like, "Oh, you can't even stay here." But yeah,
Anyway,
it's gonna be pretty exciting. And then this is also a spoiler for future events that is not planned and is not confirmed and probably might or might not happen. Is we're probably gonna try to do this again for like when Civil War comes out, right?
yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, like, this trip, I bought the.
Depending on
tickets
this
for the
trip.
Yeah.
Which I think it'll be a blast. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna raise hell. We're gonna scorch the earth.
Yeah, maybe for Civil War. Not sure yet. I might actually, again, this has nothing to do with movies, but I might be moving actually to North Carolina, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Well, it
But
will
anyway,
be fun.
hopefully, none of this will affect you guys, by the way, because I'm going to record videos in advance, so there should always be. It would be like I'm not gone.
Yeah. There would be videos that would be pre-recorded, and then probably new videos that we would record, there,
Yeah.
like you said, like doing vlogs. But
I don't know if I'd do any
maybe
disgusting
vlogs.
videos.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't know
But,
about the vlog.
We'll figure it
definitely
out
do
when we
a
get
Star
to it.
Wars review.
Yeah, which is gonna be
And we'll probably film
awesome.
ourselves at Star Wars.
I hope
Anthony's
that movie's
brother.
good.
Yeah, Anthony's brother, which you've probably heard in the podcast before. I'm gonna try and get him to dress up like Princess Leia.
I asked him. He said he would do it.
He would?
Yeah, I think he would.
Okay, guys, I'm telling her right here, right now. I'm gonna try and get Anthony's brother to dress up like Princess Leia.
Wait, so if he's dressing up like Leia, who are we dressing up as? I don't remember what we planned. Didn't we come up with something?
I was gonna wear a Star Wars shirt.
Oh, okay.
But I will be. I don't know.
I'll be Han Solo. I have no problem.
Yeah, you're gonna be Han Solo, and Michael's gonna be Princess Leia.
I mean, I don't look like Han Solo at all, but I don't care because I have dark hair. I got like brown hair. That's it.
I have like.
I don't want to shave my beard. I already did that. I look like a baby.
You look like Pat from SNL.
Shut it. Shut it. I made that joke on my own Twitter, and then immediately took it down.
Guys, they're spitting images of each other. It's pretty ridiculous.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Right now in the podcast, I normally don't edit the podcast that much. I did the last one a little tiny bit. Right now in the podcast, I will put up a picture of Pat for like a half a second. I'm going to count down to 3, and that's where you're going to see the picture of Pat. So if you're looking at the screen, right now you're going to see Pat. 3, 2, 1, Pat. There's Pat. I edited that in. I might not actually, because I think it's actually funny when people say they're going to edit things and then they don't. But
I'm at an elementary school, guys. Oh my.
I bet it's haunted. I bet there's a bunch of dead kid souls in there.
Gosh.
Lots of ghosts, right? You see any hanging in the windows?
Oh, crap. My pants. No, a guy on a bike just, flew past me.
Oh, jeez.
And I used to ride my bike. And you always say on your left or on your right. You don't just ride past someone.
Hey, Stu.
Because what happens is
on your left.
Happened to me.
On your left.
Yeah, that's from Captain America, dude. Now I'm all paranoid. But that guy scared the crap out of me.
You know what you just reminded me of is
It's because they're going so fast and they're hardly making any noise.
Yeah, Stoops, I don't know if you know this, but back in my heyday, for 3 days, I had a job where I spun a sign in front of a hair salon.
Really?
For 3
You were
days.
one of those guys?
Yeah, for 3 days, and then the hair salon went out of business in 3 days. So it was the shortest job anybody's ever had. I didn't get fired. The friggin' store closed.
No, you didn't spin the sign well enough, Anthony. You should have brought more business.
Yeah, also, I wasn't a great sign spinner. I was a great stand outside and sweat person, but not a great spinner. I wasn't that amazing.
I talked to these guys.
But
can you imagine?
I was going to tell you. There's a reason I brought the story up, is because when I was doing that one time, there was a woman on a bicycle that rode past me, but I didn't hear her because I had my headphones in, and she stopped her bike and she was like, "Oh, sorry, don't want to hit you." She sounded almost Canadian and or Alaskan or something, Sarah Palin-y, and I was startled at first, and she was very nice. And then she kept going by, and then I realized when she did that she had a beard.
A woman with a beard?
Yeah, there was a bearded woman that ran past me on a motorcycle. And was very nice. She was a nice lady. So don't judge people don't judge a book by a cover or something, because they could be very nice people. That's a word of advice. You're welcome. Anyway, that's my motorcycle. That's my bicycle story on a sidewalk. So, take it for what it's worth.
You said motorcycle earlier, too.
Did I?
Story. Yeah, you said motorcycle.
Oh, God, I'm stupid and I don't know things.
Anyway, so you're going to have to title this podcast News, Personal Stories, and Godzilla.
I mean, there's other stuff to talk about still. Fantastic Four, maybe?
I'm talking about personal stuff. Well, it's not personal, but...
Yeah. It's just
Fantastic
update. Yeah, so apparently there's this thing that happened where Marvel has allowed Fox to make their TV shows, which was kind of weird. And the name of the TV shows are Hellfire and Legion. They're both mutant X-Men-ish TV shows that I assume are going to be in the same universe. And the whole thing that came out is if Marvel let Fox do that, that means Fox must have given the rights to Fantastic Four back to Marvel, including Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, and Galactus. So that was news for a few hours, and then apparently Fox came out and they said that it wasn't true or something. But to be honest, I would believe that. I still kind of think it's true. You know what I mean? It only makes sense.
Do you know if Fantastic has broken even yet?
I believe it hasn't broken.
Has it broken even yet?
I don't think it's broken even. I think it's made $150 million.
Okay.
Which, if you take into account, I think the budget was around $150 million. And for the people that
where did that budget go?
Where did the budget go? It went into friggin' somebody's pocket and nowhere else.
Yeah, it's not on the screen.
It's not on the screen. It's also, the real answer is it went into reshoots and horrible editing and.
You're right. It went into the reshoots.
Yeah, but if you think that for the people that are listening, if you think that if you make $150 million off a movie that costs $150 million is breaking even, isn't.
No.
Because movie theaters, their tickets, the movie theater chain itself, if it was an AMC theater or a Regal, they take about 1/3 of that money to themselves, and then the other 2/3 go to the movie studio. So if they made $150 million domestically in the box office, about $100 million would go to the studio itself, and then the $50 million would go to movie theaters. And I'm not exactly sure how much that movie's made. I honestly don't even care to look it up, but because who cares about this movie? It's a bomb. There's no way it's made its money back, and it's just a bad movie. And
that movie just got killed by word of mouth.
Here's the thing about Fantastic Four and why I think it's either at Marvel or it's at least gonna go to Marvel. And that is, with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that movie was a critical bomb. People didn't
Not a
receive it
box
well.
office.
Was not a box office bomb. That movie made almost, I think, $800 million in the box office, which isn't a bad number. It's good. But it also, at the same time, it wasn't what they expected. They were really looking to make like $1.5 billion on that movie, but it just didn't work because it wasn't very good at all. So that movie. You okay?
Yeah, no, someone walked past me on the street and they said hi, and I said hello, so I wasn't looking, and I almost ate it right in front of him.
That's. Don't hurt yourself, dude. You can't hurt yourself and then get kidnapped, because you're totally gonna get kidnapped.
That'd be bad.
By a
ghost.
Was
nice. It also caught me off guard because like when I'm walking down the street and it's late at night, I'm not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. So anyway.
Shout out to random guy on the street.
Yeah, awesome. Random guy on the street, if you're listening to this, and you know who you are, I have no idea what to say. Anyway, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Box office stuff.
Like, Sony realized there was a problem with that franchise because of, how it was received and that it didn't make $1 billion, where they decided it was time to, bite the bullet and make the deal with Marvel. And also, I mean, I guess it's unfair to just say that that's the only reason. I think a lot of it, everybody I think knows has to do with that Sony leak, where it was revealed that at one point they were trying to work on that deal to get Spider-Man to have an appearance in Civil War. But and once that came out and people realized they're working, or they have at least tried working to get Spider-Man into the universe, the fans were like, okay, if you tried, that means you could do it, and we're not stopping until it happens. But with Fantastic Four, not only was the last movie bad, and it was a critical failure, it was a box office failure, but there were 2 bad movies that preceded that bad movie. They have made 3 big Fantastic Four movies that have all been shit, and that nobody really likes at all. And on top of that, they even had one in the 90s that was so bad that it never even went to theaters. So
yeah,
they've made. They literally, the saying, three strikes you're out? It's 4 strikes you're out. They have made 4 shit movies about the same 4 characters in a row. It's kind of weird. 4 bad movies in the Fantastic Four. Right? It should be called the Shitty Four.
Coinkydink. They're not bad characters, though.
No, that's the thing. I love the Fantastic Four's characters. I think they're just some of the coolest characters that ever have come out in comic books. And if you know the history of comic books, you would understand how important the Fantastic Four was to Marvel's success and the reason why they're even still a company. Because that company, back when they created the Fantastic Four, was going under. And the Fantastic Four saved it. But I love the characters. I think Doctor Doom and Galactus and Silver Surfer are some of the coolest characters in comic book history. Especially Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer. And I saw a video that the guys on the Comic Book Cast made that I thought was completely true. Is Silver Surfer is a great character to have a standalone movie about. Because you could do the whole thing where it's Galactus kind of recruits him, and you can see his whole origin as a Norrin Rad, and then he sends him to Earth, and he's evil, and he's there to scout for planets for Galactus. But then he becomes good, and he's cursed.
That might be interesting.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a great movie, a Silver Surfer movie?
You could have a Fantastic Four movie, only it's Silver Surfer's movie, not the Fantastic Four's.
Yeah. And also, I mean, just Fantastic Four could be very cosmic. And right now, Marvel is, it seems like they're pushing to do a lot more of that cosmic stuff. Especially with, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, Thor Ragnarok is going to be... I mean, all the Thor movies are pretty cosmic, but they're going to be...
Oh, so we need to talk about the Thor Ragnarok news.
Oh, yeah, Thor Ragnarok and the Hulk appearing, or being a part of it. I think I think that's awesome, and part of me
That's a
thinks
good
that
move.
means it's a good move, and I think that's how they're gonna do that whole Planet Hulk thing. I don't think like it's gonna be a Planet Hulk movie and a Thor Ragnarok movie. I think we're just gonna get like a Planet Hulk type scene with Hulk. You know what I mean? Like there'll be
Where
one
he's in a
point in the movie where
gladiator.
like he's in the gladiator pit or arena, and Thor's gonna save him and then bring him to Asgard or something.
How the heck is Thor gonna get to Asgard?
Fly the Quinjet, bro.
I mean, not Thor. Hulk.
Oh.
He's gonna fly the Quinjet to Asgard.
Dude, he's gonna do it. What, do you
can't
think?
Fly the Quinjet to Asgard?
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Here's the theory about the Quinjet and Iron Man. Is Iron Man in the Avengers? He goes into space, almost dies because the suit isn't capable of going to space, and sees an invading alien army, and then throws the nuke at him, and then he falls out the wormhole. After that movie, he had like crippling anxiety attacks, like just crazy panic attacks about that wormhole and an alien army invading Earth, which I think is really cool. And the thing is, once he made the Mark 39, I believe, which is the white space suit Iron Man suit. Once he made that suit, after that, all of his Iron Man suits are capable of flying in space without him dying. That's the rumor. And that would also include things like the Quinjet. Because all the technology he would make, it's like an emergency precaution that it's capable of flying in space in case he would have to go to space. Which makes sense. And that's why I buy that the Quinjet could make it. Also, I imagine if Stark made that Quinjet that it has an arc reactor, which is an endless, energy source. So I guess I imagine it could fly there. Would it take a while, I guess? Then yeah, maybe, I guess. But I mean, in the Marvel universe, they could do anything. You could get sucked up by a wormhole. There could be, a problem with the reality gem for all
Yeah, but why would Hulk want to go to Asgard?
Because he's afraid that he's ruining Earth, and Hulk has emotional problems.
But why Asgard?
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Is it's not that he would go to Asgard, it's that he would go somewhere else and Thor would get him.
Well, why can't Thor just go get him on Earth? And then that fixes all the Quinjet's theory stuff.
Well, they don't know where he is. It's the whole... Stoops, it's going to be a whole thing where, like, they find him, I assume.
Yeah.
They're going to find him, and then they're going to be like, oh my god, Hulk, what are you doing? And he's going to be like, Hulk smash on Planet Hulk Planet. Whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, a wormhole.
Yeah, wormhole.
And he goes into Asgard or something.
And there's a wormhole, and then the Hulk has to tap gravity onto a wristwatch through a bookshelf in a black hole in Asgard.
So do you think that Surtur is going to be the main villain?
I do think so. And I think it's going to be a very Thor Ragnarok story with very little Planet Hulk. I say Planet Hulk, but I think it's just going to be like a nod to Planet Hulk. They're never going to do a Planet Hulk movie. For some reason, I know with all the characters we're getting, it's like weird to think this. Like, we're getting Ant-Man, or we've already gotten Ant-Man, we're getting an Ant-Man sequel, we've gotten Guardians of the Galaxy. We're going to see things like Inhumans and Captain Marvel, Black Panther, all these characters that have never been put to screen before. And I really honestly believe we will never get another standalone Hulk movie. I think Ed Norton is the last person who's ever going to play the Hulk in a standalone Hulk movie.
Well, they weren't terrible movies. Well, mainly debatably terrible.
Yeah, and
I don't think that the Incredible Hulk was terrible.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's a movie that has its fair share of problems, like every movie does. But I think it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Especially, I really like Abomination, and I like Tim Roth, and I thought the cast was good. And then, like the ending, with him fighting Abomination in Harlem is just awesome. Like, yeah, you can shit on its special effects, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, when he like pulls out Abomination's
Yeah,
elbow
we were talking
spike.
about it. Skips was
Yeah.
saying how he wants King Kong to rip out one of Godzilla's like scale spike things on his back and like stab him with it. And I was like, oh, you mean like when Hulk grabbed Abomination's elbow bone and like ripped it out his arm and stabbed him in the chest with it?
Yeah, I really want that to happen with King
I
Kong.
want that to happen too. That would be awesome.
I want him to grab a spike, pull it out, and then stab Godzilla right with it again.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
And then like Godzilla could get him back with his atomic breath and just annihilate him.
Yeah. I mean,
not kill him, but like catches, like Michael, your brother again, was talking about how like he wants to see his fur on fire and just like scarred up and burned.
That's the thing I think that's gonna happen with these Godzilla movies, is you can't have a fight scene now with Godzilla where he doesn't at least try to use the atomic breath, because if he doesn't, then everybody on Earth is gonna be like, why didn't Godzilla use the atomic breath? Like that could have helped him win the fight. You know what I mean?
I also want a scene where Godzilla's about to shoot his atomic breath, like he's almost there,
and then Godzilla shoves his hand down his throat, or not Godzilla. King Kong shoves his arm down his throat.
No, he just like punches him in the face,
and then rips his tongue out.
Not rips. Let me talk. He punches him in the face, and he has like fiery like goo, like because his atomic breath is different. It's almost like a gooey type fiery substance now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird.
But I want it to just like drip out his mouth after he gets punched.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's not exactly like, but it's kind of like the that one kaiju in Pacific Rim with like the weird blue acid spit.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it would be like.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Except for it's not like this weird acid spit. It's like this weird fire spit.
I hope they mess each other up.
Yeah.
I really do.
You know what? I think that Godzilla in this last movie was done really well. I think his design's incredible, and I like the scenes where he uses his atomic breath. Don't get me wrong, I think both of them are awesome, but I almost feel like his atomic breath isn't that powerful in this movie, right? Shouldn't it be like a more powerful blast that like really destroys a lot of shit?
Like keep in mind he's shooting this at kaiju and not a building or the army.
Yeah. Do you think like if he shot it at a building, it would do an amazing amount of damage?
Do you remember how many times he shot his atomic breath to destroy it? We watched that movie together.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, but like.
And it was more powerful too.
I'm thinking of like what was the Gamera? Is that the name of the trailer we just watched?
Yeah, the Gamera.
Gamera, yeah, Gamera. They show Gamera use his fire breath thing, and when it's over, the city is leveled in the direction where he shot it. It literally disintegrated, and it's awesome. I'm not saying Godzilla's atomic breath has to be that strong. I'm just saying it's hard to believe that Gamera has a stronger one. Gamera. Oh my god, I can't say the word. He's a freaking fire turtle that flies with weird rocket legs. Do you think Gamera is gonna fly in the new Gamera movie?
You better.
With his rocket feet?
Dude, that's awesome.
I know it's awesome. I'd so much rather have him with rocket feet than no rocket feet.
Exactly. Anyway, I was gonna say Godzilla's breath is more focused than that, though.
Yeah, and I get that he melted a thing's head off. Like, I get it.
He didn't melt his head; it blew off.
Yeah, like that kiss of death was awesome. Yeah. One of the coolest shots. Like
he's like opening.
That's come out of a movie in a long time.
And then I love the sound.
Yeah.
The atomic breath. It's like, and there's like not really a sound. Well, there might be one with the.
It's like.
You know what it's like in the Japanese Godzilla movies? It's more like lightning starting up.
Yeah.
It's got like an electric sound. It's
Uh-huh.
like. And then he blows it. But in this one, it was like.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that scene was so cool. I remember like shitting my pants in the movie.
I'm glad it starts at the tail and works.
Yeah, it works its way all the way up, which is so cool. But I remember when I was in the theater, watching that for the first time. And the first time we saw it in the IMAX, and then you see the Muto go to Aaron Taylor Johnson, and then all of a sudden there's just like this little blue light. And you see his face light up, and then he looks to the side. And you just see the tip of a tail glowing blue. And then it's slowly going up, and there's that sound you were doing. Wah, 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 wah. And then, like, he, like, lifts his chest up, and he, like, stretches back, and then blasts the Muto in the face with his friggin' blue fire atomic breath. And it's awesome. It's so awesome.
I was talking about this with Anthony, and the cool part about Godzilla's roar is that he, like, in the 2014, he's not just roaring, he's, like, sticking his chest out. And,
yeah,
like,
it's like a full-blown scream.
It is. It totally is. And we were talking about how it's going to be cool to see Kong beat his chest and roar at Godzilla and have Godzilla roar at Kong.
Yeah.
It's
also,
gonna be great.
If King Kong is gonna be a size where it's clear that he's capable of fighting and beating Godzilla,
yeah.
Then it's like you said this. Like, what is it gonna sound like when he hits his chest? Like, is it just gonna sound like a meat packing, like meat just punching each other, or is it gonna be like this gigantic boom?
Like a drum.
Yeah. Like
like cannons going off.
Yeah. Like that's gonna be exciting. I mean, I think that whole movie's gonna be exciting, and then they're gonna get into a fight, and it's gonna be like an ambiguous winner.
Also, we'll see that.
Nobody's gonna die, and then they're gonna team up, and then they're gonna fight.
We'll see that, and yeah,
we'll
see that.
They're gonna team up, and they're gonna fight Ghidorah or something.
Yeah, Ghidorah.
Same way Batman and Superman are gonna team up and fight Doomsday. Same way Civil War is gonna team up and fight Baron Zemo. I hope that doesn't happen. I never even thought of that before.
Dude, I hope it does.
Oh, really?
Baron Zemo is so cool.
Baron Zemo is awesome, but I don't want a team up. I want a Civil War, goddammit.
Well, you're gonna get it. And then they're gonna team up and fight.
And then Cap's gonna die. Spoilers.
No, he's not.
He's not gonna die. They'll never kill him.
He has to be in Infinity War.
Yeah, and every other movie that they ask him to be in, because Chris Evans said, I'm in.
Also, he's like... Isn't he one of the least expensive?
He cost a few million for every movie. But do you know how much Robert Downey Jr. costs? We already talked about it.
$200 million.
In Infinity War, the new Infinity War movies that are shooting back to back, the movies together have a budget of $1 billion. They have a $1 billion budget. 400 million of those dollars go to cast, crew, producers, the people that make the movies. Out of that $400 million, Robert Downey Jr. gets $200 million for $100 for each movie. And Chris Evans is probably going to make $25 million or something. But it's the weirdest thing, and I'm actually still very excited for Avengers Infinity War. Especially with the Russo brothers attached. I hope that they're not like stuck on it too long. Like there's a thing with directors where it's like if they stick to a property for too long, the later movies could be not as great as they should be if there was somebody there who was
not
new.
As tight.
Yeah, like if there was a new guy that showed up, like he would have his own creative vision. But the people that have been working on it for a long time generally aren't as good. Like, if you think of Spider-Man 3, which I still think isn't that bad of a movie, but a lot of people give it shit, but it's not as good as Spider-Man 1 and 2. Or, like, The Dark Knight Rises. which I think is a pretty good movie, and I think a lot of people give it a little too much shit, but it's not as good as 1 or 2. Or maybe a little better than 1. I don't know. It's tough. But, it's one of those things where it's like a little worrying, but at the same time, I also have to think like, well, they are the guys that brought the best Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's the best Marvel movie.
Yeah, Cap 2 is so freaking good, and it's so tight. And another thing that I think about is like, I know that, you know.
And when we say tight, at least when I say it, like Avengers: Age of Ultron, to me, I look at that, and it's a loose movie. When I say tight, I mean like it's one story, it's easy to focus on. Age of Ultron, you got different storylines, different arcs, it's too much to juggle. It's all over the place. But a tight movie, Civil War, it sets up what it needs to set up. I mean, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It sets up what it needs to set up. It's with the characters. Yeah, that's what I mean. Right? Iron Man's another example. Marvel movie.
One of the things.
Avengers even.
Yeah, Avengers is tight. One of the things that I think is gonna
real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Guardians is actually a loose Marvel movie.
It's not that loose.
No, but it works.
Guardians is awesome. I am Groot. We are Groot. But
it's hard to make a loose movie with a bunch of different parts work fully. Quentin Tarantino makes a lot of loose movies, especially with like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
that's a loose movie, but
it's awesome.
It works.
It's so good. I love Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
God came down from heaven and stopped these motherfucking bullets.
Also, that's great.
It's one of the best quotes.
I reminded you of that too.
Yeah. You just said it out of nowhere. That's why it was so freaking funny.
I saw it on Twitter and it was hilarious.
Yeah, but we're just talking and like it's quiet for a little bit, and then out of nowhere, we weren't talking about Tarantino, we weren't talking about Pulp Fiction, nothing. And he just goes, God came down from heaven and stopped these motherfucking bullets.
It's a great quote.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's loaded with great quotes. But one of the things that gives me a little hope about this whole Russo brothers directing 4 Marvel movies thing is every time they direct one, they're getting new material. They're getting new characters and like a fresh new idea, because Captain America is extremely Captain America or Winter Soldier is extremely Captain America centric, with a few other like side characters that are thrown in like Falcon and Black Widow. But now it's like, okay, well, how do you be creative on the sequel? Well, now you're getting like more toys in the playbox. Like you're getting Iron Man and War Machine, Black Panther. You're doing the first Black Panther, Spider-Man. You're getting all these new things, so you can be more creative and deep like dive into these new characters and see what makes them pick the sides that they're on. And with Infinity War, it's gonna be like, well, what's the new thing you're gonna get? You're gonna get maybe like Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy might show up in this one. Thanos, big bad guy. Like every time they make a movie, they're just getting a lot of new things that they get to work with, and I think that's gonna lend itself well to them being creative, opposed to say like making 3 Spider-Man movies and then it's like, oh well, you need to put Venom in this one, like they did with Sam Raimi, or Christopher Nolan doing The Dark Knight Rises, and it's like, okay, you got to tie in, ending to the trilogy where there's a new Batman, and you got to put Talia al Ghul in there. And
well, that's all his ideas.
His concepts. But none of them worked, and it almost feels forced. Like, I feel like a lot of the characters, I don't think Warner Brothers would have made Christopher Nolan like do a lot of stuff. I feel like Christopher Nolan was more the idea guy than anybody, but it still feels oddly forced, even though I don't think it was. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of those characters feel like somebody said, "Okay, you got to put these guys in there," and then he was like, "I don't know how. I don't want to make that movie," and it's like, "Well, you have to." It feels like that. But
yeah, a little bit.
that's the thing. I think that they will do well with this. Also, another thing that gives me a little more confidence in them is that this is a team of directors. It's two people, so they can bounce ideas off each other and keep it fresh for themselves together. So I think that's why that'll work out. But you never know. Infinity War might be the worst movie ever made.
No, it won't be the worst movie ever
It
made.
won't. We already got Fantastic Four. It's fine. We know that. But what else has come out? I'm trying to remember what other news there's been.
I think the big thing. Oh, Star Wars trailer Monday.
Oh yeah, Star Wars. Shoot.
Which will probably be. Let's see, it's Friday.
Yeah, today is.
I don't know when you're gonna upload it. As of recording, it is Friday. So I don't know when you're gonna upload it. Like I said, so it might already be out. Could be in the future.
Yeah.
Hope it was
I wonder
good.
how long this trailer is gonna be.
I assume over 10 seconds.
I would hope
That's
so.
That's just a guess.
But I'd also hope that it's over 60.
I also heard that we're getting a teaser during a football game.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and that's
Sunday.
why I was wondering about the trailer length, because I was wondering if it was just gonna be that football thing.
No.
It's gonna be a full trailer 3.
I doubt it. Yeah, I think it'll be a whole trailer 3.
That's great, because trailer 2 came out, 5 months ago.
Yeah, you were telling me about. Sorry about that.
Which is honestly really cool, because so many of these blockbusters put out a million trailers, and they ruin a lot of it. It's not like you're forced to watch them.
Like Jurassic World had 2 big trailers.
Yeah, but there was a lot of TV spots.
Yeah, but I'm saying we're not at the TV spot time yet.
I mean, the movies.
There could be a million TV spots that come out. Also,
at San Diego Comic-Con, when they were talking about Star Wars trailers, because J.J. Abrams said they didn't bring one. They brought that behind-the-scenes footage reel. But J.J. Abrams said that they're not going to put out any trailers that aren't as genuine as the movie itself, which I think is really cool, and that leads me to believe that means there's not going to be an abundance of trailers or TV spots. Like, maybe there will be 3 trailers or 4 big trailers, and then maybe 5 or 10 TV spots. Avengers: Age of Ultron had 50 TV spots.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And that's no exaggeration. It had at least 50 TV spots. And the reason I know that is because I watched them all. And every time a new one came out, it would be like, oh, we're on TV spot number 38. Pretty cool. But still, it's like, Star Wars, it's not like if a new TV spot comes out, I'm going to ignore it, because I don't think I can. I need to watch it. I need to cry. Because I cry when I see them. Don't judge me. I get emotional about Star Wars. I gotta tell a little story. I was in a Kohl's, and when I was in a Kohl's, and there was a lot of Star Wars things, a lot of toys, a lot of paintings, a lot of merchandise for Star Wars. And I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm so shocked that there's all this Star Wars stuff. It's like, I can't believe we're getting another Star Wars. And I thought to myself, when the movie comes out, and I'm sitting in the theater, when the trailers end and the movie starts, I think I'm going to cry. And then thinking about that when I was in the Kohl's made me almost get emotional. I was like, oh my god, I almost feel like I'm going to cry right now, thinking about how I might cry in the beginning of Star Wars when I see it for the first time. That's what happens to me when there are new trailers for Star Wars. I probably will record a reaction to it.
The trailer.
Yeah, when the trailer comes out on Monday, I think I'll record a reaction video. I don't know if I'm even capable of it anymore. I think I'd have to re-download software. But that's just so I can capture my tears, because I will surely cry. I know it. When I saw that last Star Wars trailer, the trailer 2, it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, this music's amazing. And then it was like, oh my god, look, it's the freaking Millennium Falcon. And then it was like Chewie, and I was like, and then it shows Han Solo. He's like, we're home, and it's like Chewbacca's like, and then I was like, oh my god, and I started crying. That was my life when that trailer came out.
Sounds intense.
It was intense. It was a very rapid, emotional moment. I remember when the first teaser came out. Remember when the first one came out on Thanksgiving?
Was it on Thanksgiving?
It was on Thanksgiving. It was it's the one where it's like there's been an awakening. Have you felt it? I remember when that trailer came out, I watched it for the first time and I was like, that's bullshit. That's not fucking real.
Really?
I really said that. I was like, that's not real. That's somebody made that. And because I guess I was stunned. Not that like that trailer is particularly amazing. It was just shocking. I was like, no, is there really a Star Wars trailer? And then I watched it again and I was like, man, those X-Wings and Millennium Falcon sure do look professional. And I was like, I guess this is a Star Wars trailer.
There were also a million fan trailers before
Yeah.
it came out, which got a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, remember when that first trailer came out and everybody made their parodies of it, and they did like the Michael Bay edition and
Yeah, there were
the
more
George
parodies
Lucas
for that
edition where they
trailer.
added a million of the like the special editions monsters and just all that stuff into that.
Yeah, and the Ghost Anakin.
You remember how the Ghost Anakin and one of my favorite ones because it's subtle and I don't think a lot of people get it is in that special edition trailer for The Force Awakens. There's the scene where you see BB-8 rolling like really fast and then there's all the rocks around him. And it's because in the special editions in A New Hope when R2-D2 hid in the rocks from the Sand People, or the Jawas, whatever it was, I can't even remember. In the special editions, they added more rocks around them, and it made no sense, and it was like in a way where R2-D2 would never be able to fit in that spot. And it's like, oh, well, what do you do with the droid? You add the rocks around him, just like George Lucas would. It's so weird. But
That is really weird.
yeah, and then also I really like the Michael Bay edition because it's just like they added Linkin Park music and they put like Nerf and Pepsi and Bud Light and Oreos on like just tons of product placement on everything. And it's it's just like when that trailer came out, I thought it was fucking fake. But
well, I'm sure you didn't think the second one was fake.
No, the second one made me cry like a madman. And then I saw the Comic-Con what was it? Comic-Con presentation thing. San Diego Comic-Con Star Wars thing. I saw that, made me cry because Harrison Ford was happy and he kissed Carrie Fisher and I was like, "Oh my god, it's not Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, it's freaking Han and Leia." And they just kissed. That was like what was going in my head, and then I cried. So that's my Star Wars life.
Makes sense.
I'm pathetic. Kill me now.
No, you're excited.
I'm pathetic.
You're excited.
I'm gonna try to get my grandma to watch Star Wars soon.
She's never seen Star Wars?
She's
You gotta
never
be kidding
seen
me.
it. I think that if you haven't seen Star Wars, you should be publicly executed.
No, I mean, other people grow up liking different things.
Yeah. It's crazy. Watch Star Wars. If you're listening to this podcast and you've never seen the original trilogy, then I do not know how I could even speak to you in person.
Well, you speak to your grandmother, clearly.
Yeah, that's what you think. We don't talk. She's like, "Hey, Anthony, how you doing?" And I'm like, "You watched Star Wars yet?" And she'll be like, "No." And I'll be like, "Then there's nothing to talk about, stupid. Watch it."
They're like, smell you later.
Yeah, smell you later. Put an egg in your shoe and get the hell out of here. Make
What?
like it's like what
It's
was
make
it?
like a tree and get out of here.
When I was a kid, I would always say make like a hockey stick and get the puck out of here. That was mine. I didn't make it, but I would say it. Make like a tree and leave. Who came up with those friggin' sayings?
I don't know, but speaking of that, you don't know this, but I finished Back to the Future 2 today.
Oh, yeah?
And I must say, it was pretty good. Pretty good for a sequel.
Yeah, dude, I think Back to the Future 3 is better than 2, and it's a lot
Really?
of fun.
Oh man, I have to watch it soon.
There's a scene in Back to the Future 3 that almost like makes me emotional for some reason. And it's not like it's ever gotten me close to the point of crying or anything. I just think it's a really cool scene. And it's a scene where Doc Brown like loses all hope, and he's in a bar or like a tavern because it's like a western and it takes place in 1855. And when he's sitting there at the tavern, he's got a shot of whiskey that he never drank it, and he was there all night. And he's just telling the people in the tavern about the future because he knows they're never going to believe him and it's not going to do anything. So he's just he's telling them about all the things that happen. And they're like, how do people get around? Like, do they get around on horses? And they're all laughing at him. And he's like, no, we have these things called automobiles. And it's like, it's got wheels and you just sit in it and you can drive it. And then they're like, no, that's bullshit. Like, you don't have to run anywhere. And it's like, so you don't have to run anymore? And he's like, no, people still run for recreation, for fun. And he's just talking about the future, and he makes it sound like, such a place that's worth, cherishing. And then he, like, Marty McFly shows up, and he's like, how, Jesus, like, what's he doing? How much does he have to drink? And the bartender's like, he didn't drink anything. He ordered that shot hours ago and he never drank it. And then Marty's like, we got to get the hell out of here, Doc. What are you doing? And he's like, all right, let's get out of here. And then he takes the one shot and he passes out.
That sounds amazing.
It's a weird scene, and I really like Back to the Future 3. It's pretty.
I
it's
can't
a pretty
wait
fun
to
movie.
watch it.
And it's a great ending. It's a great ending to a trilogy.
Don't tell me about it.
I will not tell you the ending, but I love it, and it makes me want to cry, even though it's not sad or anything. It's happy.
Speaking of movies that want to make you cry,
Yep, I know what you're gonna say.
you watched a few certain particular
I saw a trilogy lately.
films.
I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time in my life.
Extended edition.
Extended editions, except for the first one. First one was
we
not
watched the
extended.
regular one.
So I watched them for the first time in my life, and by the end of the last movie, I was bawling.
The movies are great.
It's so sad, and there's a lot of great stuff in it. I don't know if I would put it above Star Wars, but it's like you said, I grew up with Star Wars, and I didn't grow up with Lord of the Rings, but if I did, I probably would have loved it just as much. But
Come on, it's a contender though, right?
yeah, it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, as far as like just how good a movie can be, and how great it can look. And these movies are over 10 years old, and they look fantastic. Like
especially Return of the King.
Yeah, Return of the King looks amazing, and
that's my favorite one.
The characters are so much fun, and they're interesting, and they have like really cool conflicts. And I'm watching it, and it's such a fun adventure. It's such a fun ride. And at the end, spoilers: Frodo leaves all the hobbits, and there's like this big goodbye between friggin' Sam and Frodo, and I'm friggin' dying. I'm dying, and I'm friggin' sobbing. I got napkins and I don't even have tissues. I had napkins, and I'm freaking, wiping my eyes, and they're burning, and my nose is running, and I'm just freaking so sad. What a great movie. But
Yep.
it's funny too because Stoops told me that when he watches this movie, there's always this part that makes him want to cry, and I told him.
Well, there's
that,
two parts.
Yeah. He
but
says,
I haven't cried yet. I don't cry in movies.
He says,
guys. I'm sorry.
That's because you have no heart. But
Okay.
you goddamn robot emotionless bastard.
There's one moment in the Two Towers.
Skynet. You Skynet drone.
Yeah, I'm a Skynet. I'm a Terminator.
You're a Terminator. Have fun being friggin' stupid and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Have fun being stupid.
But
yeah,
so
there's a scene in the Two Towers that makes me cry. Well, almost cry. And two scenes in Return of the King.
Yeah, the Two Towers scene is this awesome speech by Sam Wise, where he's talking about all the, people that they read about in the books when they go on these big adventures, and it's the things that they're doing are like so difficult that you wonder why they never quit, and you don't even want to know the ending, because how could something this bad, end well? And then he's like, but he realized that they keep going because they have something to hold on to, like something, something to take with them that matters. And then Frodo is like, what is it that we have to hold on to? And then Samwise is like, that there's
picks him up. He picks him up off the ground.
Oh wait, that's not what I was saying. That was a different.
And he's
scene.
like, there's some good left in this world, Mr. Frodo. No. I'm like, Frodo's sitting on the ground in that scene, and he just like kind of lifts him up off the ground, like stands him up. He doesn't carry him, which is the other.
I thought you were talking about that scene, but
no. He just kind of picks him up off the ground, and he's like, that there's good left in this world that it's worth fighting for.
And it's so awesome. It's like the quintessential good versus evil story, and you always have to fight the good fight, and you never end because you have to. You have to fight the good fight and do everything you can to stop evil. And it's awesome.
You have to keep going.
Yeah. So he told me that there's this one scene in Return of the King, or there's multiple scenes, but there's this one that gets him, and he thinks he's gonna cry, but he doesn't cry. And I'm thinking, like, when this scene happens, I better friggin' cry, because he has hyped it up so much. And I haven't cried in the movie at all, and I never felt like crying. But so it's the part where the hobbits kneel to the king, Aragorn, whatever his name is.
You said Aragorn.
And he says, "Oh, you kneel to no one, or you bow down to no one." And it's like this, awesome Hobbit moment where it's like, oh, they're so awesome and they saved the day and they did such a great job. They don't worship anybody. No, they're the dudes. So don't you dare bow down to me. We bow down to you. And that's a great scene. Didn't cry, and I thought, wow, this is bullshit. I wanted to cry in this movie. I can't believe I didn't cry watching Return of the King. And then the ending happened, and I couldn't stop crying. And I was like, oh man, I'm crying in Return of the King. But
it's sad because after everything they went through Frodo, he just couldn't be the same again.
Yeah, he couldn't be the same, and he went off with Gandalf to go
to the Undying Lands.
Yeah, to live a new life. And then the Hobbit
with
movies
no pain.
Show you the story of Bilbo Baggins that I'm never gonna watch.
Because I have informed him not to.
Yep. It's like Star Wars. If you could go without watching the prequels, then sure. Just don't watch them. Are they the worst? No. But are they... Do they kind of ruin your memory of how awesome Star Wars is? A little bit, yes.
It's just like... I don't know. I don't think that the Hobbit movies are terrible.
I'm sure they're not.
I think they're definitely better than the Star Wars prequels. I just think that
not according to Nick Mundy.
I just think that the Lord of the Rings is such a perfect in its own bundle.
Yeah.
It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. perfectly. And also, I've described this to him. I told Anthony not to look at each movie having 3 acts. I told him to look at it as like a beginning, a middle, and an end, because he didn't care for Fellowship all that
Fellowship
much.
is Act 1, and then Two Towers is Act 2, and then Return of the King is Act 3.
Exactly.
The same way the books were written, same way the movies were filmed. That's just how it's going to be. It's like...
You can't watch... I was surprised with these two, Michael and Anthony. Like, they watched Fellowship and they didn't want to go on, and I'm just like, you're getting 1/3 of a story.
You know what? It wasn't even that I didn't want to go on. It was like, it's just lazy. I did the same thing with Game of Thrones. I watched the first season of Game of Thrones, and then I stopped.
Huh.
No, I watched like the first 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, then I stopped. Then I finished season 1, really liked it, stopped, then watched season 2, and never stopped until the end of season 5. Basically. That was how that worked. And Game of Thrones is great. And it's kind of cool to think of Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings kind of in the same universe, loosely connected, but it's...
Yeah. I think Lord of the Rings is better. As of now.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Because it's like...
Because I think Season 1 and Season 5 of Game of Thrones aren't that amazing. I would say everything in between is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But it's still got those Season 1 and Season 5 deaths. Not that they're bad. They're not bad. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, please don't attack me. I'm sorry. They're good. I enjoy them. I like both of them a lot. But I don't think they're particularly 100% fantastic, amazing. You know what I mean? But,
I just keep thinking of, like, freaking Lord of the Rings. It's just great. Theoden's speech is fantastic. When Pippin
I still kind of
his...
think Game of Thrones has better speeches.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know...
You don't think it was cool when he was like, and the red sun rises? And they're like, yeah! Yeah!
I mean, I thought the speech was cool when he was, like, talking about, like, one day, like, the people of this city will fall, but today is not that day. And he kept saying things like that, and, like, then today is not that day. That's cool. But I still think the speeches in Game of Thrones where it's like, you know, let's go behind him and fuck them in their asses. Like,
those are brave men knocking at our door.
Let's go kill
them.
Like, the Game of Thrones speeches are pretty top notch.
Well, no speech.
Even
beats
remember
speech.
No, yeah, that's a great speech, and it's only directed to one character, which kind of makes it a weird, not kind of.
It's directed towards all of them. Just like they're not all present, but it's directed towards all of them.
It's directed towards my heart, is what it's directed to, because it made me want to freaking go crazy, because it was beautiful. But also I can't remember what Theon said in his speech where he was going crazy. Remember that? And then they knocked him out, and he was like, "Oh, it was a good speech."
That was funny.
Yeah. I think Game of Thrones has got some pretty solid speeches, but
oh no, I'm not taking that away from you.
Yeah, I know.
Also, like Breaking Bad has good speeches.
Oh my god, a man opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No, I am the one who knocks. Arguably the best speech ever written.
That's the quintessential Breaking Bad speech.
To me, that's the moment where Heisenberg was now walking around in Walter White's house. You know what I mean?
Congratulations on man made of things. Breaking Bad.
Oh, I love that song.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What is it? Like DLZ or something? The name of the band?
Yeah.
TV on the radio.
This is beginning to
feel like the dawn of a loser forever. That's a great song. I remember there was actually one time I was playing that song on a drum set in the band room in the college I was at, and I was playing a really fast beat to it, and then some guy came in and he was like, "Dude, you're fucking awesome."
Did you know the song?
No, because I was listening to it in my headphones, but I was playing a really fat, not fat. Fat is like a sound description of a snare drum. I was playing a really fast beat, and it was really articulate, and it was something I've been practicing on that song, and this guy came into the room and he told me I was fucking awesome, and then he left. That's my memory of that song. It makes me very happy.
I'm sure it does, Mr.
I'm a drum
Anthony.
man, guys. I play the drums, and I like to brag about it to Stoops and nobody else.
Michael.
And Michael, but Michael doesn't give a shit, which is funny.
I care, buddy.
You probably care a little bit, which is enough. That's all I need. Just let me spout my nonsense and then let me go on my way. But
Yeah, Anthony, he's actually in a band.
I'm in a few bands, but one of them. Yeah. God.
Oh wait.
It's called Janani, and freaking Stoops likes to make fun of the name. They're really cool people, and I think their music is really cool, and I'm excited to keep playing with them. I like them a lot. But
I'm not the only one that makes. Your dad makes fun of their name.
Yeah, it's fine. I like them. They're awesome.
It's fine.
Dude, they're so cool and they have cool music.
I'm not saying they're not awesome.
It sucks too because we had some shows that were canceled because we can't find a guitar player. But we actually found a guitar player and he flaked out and it was weird. But
you want to know how many instruments I play, guys?
How many?
None.
I can play the ukulele. Some people may know that. I used to have an intro to this podcast that isn't necessarily gone forever. I've just been lazy and don't care for it so much. And Stoops told me to never use it again.
My grandmother bought me one violin lesson. I was playing on my great-grandfather's violin.
Yeah.
And I begged her never to make me take another lesson.
That's pretty awesome.
It was terrible, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no joy in that.
That's funny.
For those of you that play violins, mad respect. I also played the piano.
Yeah,
I
played piano.
Second grade, but I feel like everyone plays the piano.
Yeah, everybody
at some
can.
point in life.
Do you know if you want to major in music in whatever instrument you can play guitar, you can play a freaking flute, you can play drums, you can play anything. If you want to major in music, you have to know how to play piano.
Really?
Yeah, no matter any instrument. If you're a singer, you have to know how to play piano. If you play the friggin' theremin, you know what that is? It's that weird friggin' block of wood, and then there's like a metal coil that sticks out, and depending on where you put your hand, it makes this weird pitch. If you are majoring in that instrument, you need to learn how to play piano.
Oh.
It's weird and awesome, actually. It's it's just because piano's a universal instrument that everybody knows how to play, and it's easy to transpose music on.
I'm just glad I don't have to do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
man.
it's really cool. But I play drums. I play all percussion instruments, so I can play like marimba and xylophone and like timpani and just anything you can hit with the stick or that is technically a percussion instrument. And also,
did you ever have to play an instrument in school, like for non-related? Like I remember in 5th grade having like flutes. What are those called? They're not flutes. What? I blew into it. Okay.
A recorder?
Yeah, recorder. That's what they're called.
Yeah. I was gonna say like what's cheap. And recorders are cheap.
Yeah, it was a recorder, and it was like I don't even know what the point was of it, but I mean, like, I did it.
Yeah, it's just like for dicking around, I guess.
Really? Why would you do that? I'd rather learn about like dinosaurs or something.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't get that either. I remember when I was in elementary school, we had
Thank
a
you
music
for
class.
teaching me this valuable life skill on how to play a
It's like,
recorder?
stop telling me how to play a recorder and teach me how to do my taxes, please.
That's really true. Anyway, so yeah, drummer boy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember in elementary school we had a music class. This is way before I was a musician. And it made no sense, and nobody knows how to play music because we're all a bunch of like friggin' third graders or something. And like they would give us instruments, and we would try to play like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, like they tried to teach us. And it's like, I get it's for like, I guess giving the kids a break, or maybe making them feel creative or encouraging creativity or something. But it's the most bullshit thing I could ever remember from my childhood. It's like, why did we waste a half hour a day friggin' doing that shit? You know, it's stupid. It probably was not even like every day. It was probably like once a week or something. But it was really stupid,
I don't know.
and I will never forget how stupid it was.
There's a lot of stupid stuff that happens in school.
Yeah, like learning. Am I right?
No, like the kids are mean to each other, and it's
Yeah, they like bully each other, and
if you guys are in a
they teach you imaginary numbers, which is a real thing, but it sounds fake because it has the word imaginary in it.
So I remember imaginary numbers.
Yeah, do you remember that?
gosh.
I hate how stupid and impractical the shit they teach you is. I mean, why did they teach you in school how to dissect a frog?
I never dissected a frog. I dissected a worm. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I dissected an owl pellet, and I think my brother or my friend, some other class that was cool with a cool teacher, got to dissect frogs. But I don't understand.
Why would you want to? That doesn't sound like a cool experience to me, Anthony.
Dude, I want to cut a frog into pieces. What the hell? Of course.
No.
But anyway, it's like...
No.
Yeah, but you know what an owl pellet is? That's what I had to dissect.
What is that?
An owl pellet is when an owl eats like lizards and shit, it throws up like this weird oval shaped pellet, and they're always like perfect ovals. And they're filled with like hair and bones, and you can take it apart and pick out the bones. So that's what I dissected. And you can see like full skeletons and like skulls and shit. But it's like, I don't know why I did that. I guess it's fun and...
No, that's
no.
not
It's like
fun.
It's like a fun group activity or something. And
what?
Experiment, I guess. But it's like I said, I went to friggin' public school for my entire elementary to high school career.
You mean private?
No, public. I said public. I was in public.
I thought you went to private school.
Actually, my middle school was a charter school, so basically public, but kind of special or something. I don't even know what a charter school is, honestly. But I went to a charter and a public, and it's like I said, I learned how to do imaginary numbers, and I never once learned how to do my taxes.
Anyway, I was going to say, for those of you who are having a tough middle school experience, if you're still listening, it gets better, guys. Middle school's the toughest.
Yeah. Also, if you are
far.
having a tough high school experience, a little word of advice. It's totally acceptable to do fine in school. Like, get good grades. That's fine.
Wait, you got made fun of for bad grades or something?
No, it's just I didn't have the best grades, but they weren't horrible. But I was going to say, just understand that when you get to college, you will have this weird moment when you realize that nothing you did in high school mattered. And it's really depressing. It's like you get there and it's like, oh yeah, I did all this awesome stuff in high school. Like, you should see how involved I was in all the clubs, and I did this and I did that, and I had a great time, and everybody loved me. I was super responsible, and everybody in college goes, nobody gives a fuck, dude. Nobody gives a shit. Take your classes, do your tests. And it's the most sad moment. It really is. It's like I did 175 hours of community service, and it's like, guess what? Pass your fucking test. Nobody cares. It's really sad.
Oh man.
But that's my word of advice: is just be ready for that moment.
I am so sad.
Yeah. This podcast has taken a lot of weird turns. Are you still walking, by the way, or did you get home?
Nope, I got home like freaking 20 minutes ago.
Awesome, because it's been very quiet. So
You're
I guess on that note, even though I guess we could talk about Watchmen having an HBO series. That was a thing.
Well, I want to say is good job. If it's not up yet, expect a podcast featuring Anthony on my channel, specifically all about Godzilla versus Kong.
Exactly.
In that universe, so expect it.
Expect it. Expect it.
If this video is out,
I'm gonna upload this as soon as possible, probably, which might be in a few days, but because I put out one yesterday, but a part of me is just saying, who gives a fuck? Just put out another one.
But the point is, look out, and if you guys haven't seen it and you're listening to this before that, check out my channel, and it could be up there, all about Godzilla versus Kong, because we got some stuff to say. We touched on it here, but yeah.
We got some stuff to say. Yeah, this whole kaiju universe, King Kong, Godzilla thing is getting pretty exciting.
Oh, pretty exciting. It's going to be the next Marvel.
I really want to see how it turns out. And there will never be a next Marvel. Because there's a Marvel, and there's a Star Wars, and there's a DC, and there's a everything.
Fine. It's not the next Marvel. This is the next big thing.
It's the next Lord of the Rings. It's the next Star Wars. It's the next
big thing.
Miley Cyrus album. It's the next whatever.
What?
Lee-da-dee-da-dee. We like to party. Chillin' with Molly.
Is that really the...
I think
that can't be the lyrics.
There was like this weird thing I remember where in the lyrics, like on the album, like where you could read the lyrics, the words are like chilling with Miley. But in the song when they recorded it, she clearly says chilling with Molly or something.
Who is Molly?
Molly is a drug. It's not a person. Do you not know that?
No, what is Molly?
Dude, that was like a thing for like 4 years already, where it was like Molly's this weird drug. I guess it's like ecstasy. And everybody in every song was writing about Molly. There's a great song that my brother was listening to that made me laugh my ass off. And these are the words. I promise you, this is how the song goes. The only words in this song. You ready?
Yeah.
Molly and whiskey, Monica Lewinsky. All just over and over again. It goes Molly and whiskey, Monica Lewinsky, Molly and whiskey, Monica Lewinsky. That's a song. And it does that over and over and over again.
I dig it.
It's pretty good.
Anyway.
Well, it has appeared that this podcast has come to a close. I don't know why I said it like that. I just want to give a warning.
Come on, practice on your outros, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm going to practice on my outros, but I got to give a warning really quick before I end this one. And that warning is on November 5th. Remember the 5th of November from V for Vendetta. Is my birthday, and I am turning 21, which means it is very possible I will be dead in the next few weeks. So if the podcast stops being uploaded, you know what happened. Dude, I'm gonna go crazy. I've been planning this shit for a while now. I'm going crazy.
No.
No, here's the thing. It's not like I want to permanently be crazy. It's just going to be for like a week. But I fully have the confidence that I have an 8% chance of death in that week.
You're stupid.
Dude, it's only 8%.
That is terrible. God.
I'm not gonna drink and drive or anything like that. I'm just saying I might drink too much.
Don't no.
Guys,
No.
I'm not gonna die. It's a joke.
He's gonna die, guys.
Hashtag save we talk about stuff.
Save Anthony.
Save Anthony, save we talk about stuff. It
Nope.
was a joke. I'm turning 21 soon, guys. It's a big deal or something.
Happy birthday.
I get a
can't
new
believe you just
privilege.
did that. That's a huge pet peeve of mine.
I know.
Why did you do that?
Hey, you know what? It's a pet peeve of yours when people make a video saying, "Hey, it's my birthday," and that's the whole video. This is like an hour and a half long podcast or something. And I briefly mentioned that I'm gonna die in it.
I just don't get the point. Why do people have to make videos like that? Why do
I don't know. I don't understand why people promote their birthdays.
You just
it's not like
mentioned it.
I get that I just did it, but it's not like any of the people that are listening to this are gonna send me a fucking present. Like, I don't give a shit if anybody on, in the comments tells me happy birthday. Like, that's not gonna make me
Nobody
happy.
tell him happy birthday.
Nobody tell me happy birthday. It's the thought that counts. I don't need to read it. So anyway, I have to practice on my intros because I suck at them. So,
outros. You already messed it up.
So true. Okay. Thank you everybody so much and stuff for listening to my podcast. Thank you to the Stupendous Wave for being in yet another one. It was a real fun time. I'm glad he didn't get kidnapped on his walk.
Me too.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and subscribe to the Stupendous Wave if you haven't already, which would be highly unlikely because you guys are basically all just his fans that have been loaned to me.
No.
It's fine. I love you guys. It doesn't matter. So this is the part that I suck at because I always want to steal Stoops' intro. I always say like,
dude, just take it. Just take it.
I'm not taking your intro. I got to come up with something. I need like a catchphrase at the end. What do you think? I don't know.
Just be like.
It's gonna be like, I love you guys and don't be dickheads, and then the thing ends or something.
Whatever. Go for it, dude.
You think I should? That should be it? I don't know. It seems a little mean.
Okay.
Maybe I should tell them to go fuck themselves.
No, don't.
No, that's pretty bad. I'm sorry, guys.
You thought the other one was mean. Just be like, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your viewership.
Yeah,
Catch
awesome.
you later, skaters.
See you guys on the flippity flip. Catch you guys on the flippity flip. That's an Office joke.
Come on, Anthony. Think of something, bro.
I love you guys, and I'm with you to the end of the line.
I love it.
Yeah,
not even kidding. Thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I'm with you till the end of the line. Now say it.
Thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I'm with you to the end of the line.
Boop. Now end it.
Boop.
Did you do it?
Not yet. I will, though.